Lust isn't just a simple feeling, it's a silent enemy. It creeps in quietly, whispering lies that sound sweet, yet slowly strip away your clarity, your sense of purpose, and your future. It never knocks. It barges into your thoughts, your heart, and your soul, promising satisfaction but leaving you empty. But what if I told you that you do have the power to end its grip forever? What if you could rise up, take control, and command lust to leave your life and never return? This isn't just about saying no to temptation. It's about becoming the master of your inner world. It's about standing firm against an enemy that has stolen more than you realize and taking back the power that belongs to you. The battle for your soul isn't loud. It's fought in the silence of your mind. And in this war, you are the commander. The question is simple. Will you remain a prisoner to fleeting desires, or will you rise with strength and authority to take control? The chains of lust only hold power as long as you let them. Are you ready to break free? Let's begin. The struggle for your heart and mind is invisible, but its consequences are real and deep. This is not a battle fought with swords or guns, but with thoughts, cravings, and beliefs. Lust is one of the strongest forces in this unseen war. It never announces itself. It slips into your mind disguised as something harmless, and before you know, it starts to control you. Lust is not just about physical craving. It's a spiritual and psychological fight. It begins with a thought, a small spark of curiosity that feels innocent. You tell yourself it's harmless, just a quick escape, a moment of pleasure. But in that instant, the enemy sets up camp in your mind. From there, it begins to plant seeds of addiction, confusion, and shame. This battle is bigger than simply saying no. It's about what happens in your thoughts when no one is watching. Lust promises fulfillment, but it delivers emptiness. It feeds on insecurity and uses your weaknesses against you, convincing you that real satisfaction can come from a few moments of pleasure. The truth? It never satisfies. It only leaves you craving more, trapped in a cycle of indulgence and regret. Every time you give in, lust tightens its grip. And soon, it doesn't just affect your body, it corrupts how you see yourself. It tells you you're weak, powerless, and defined by your cravings. It breaks your confidence, damages relationships, and steals your peace. But the greatest lie lust tells is this: you can't control me, you need me. That's the deception. The truth? You are stronger than any temptation. The real battle is not against the feeling, it's against the belief that you are helpless. To win this fight, you must understand the battlefield, your mind. What you allow yourself to think about, what you dwell on, that shapes your reality. You have the ability to redirect your thoughts, to replace destructive habits with powerful, life-giving truths. This is where your strength lies, not in suppressing desire, but in commanding it. Victory begins when you declare, I will not be ruled by this. The goal is not to erase all desire, it's to control it. The real win comes when lust stops looking like an unstoppable force and starts looking like what it really is, a lie. When you replace those lies with truth about your worth, your purpose, your identity, you reclaim your power. You are not weak. You are not a slave to impulses. You are in control. Lust is a counterfeit. It promises happiness but leaves you broken. It pretends to offer connection but only isolates you. At first, it seems harmless, even natural. Everyone has desires. It whispers, why not give in? But behind that mask is a trap. The more you feed it, the hungrier it gets. It never satisfies. The core of lust's power is deception. It tells you that quick pleasure will heal your loneliness or erase your pain. But every indulgence deepens the emptiness. Lust says it will connect you, but it disconnects you from real intimacy. It convinces you that your worth is in what you can take, not what you can give. It's a parasite, feeding on your insecurities and shaping you into someone you're not. And the price? It steals your peace, your clarity, and your ability to love deeply. It leaves you addicted to moments that never truly fill the void. Lust is not love, it's a cheap imitation that costs you everything. Here's the truth. You are never powerless. Every single day, you hold the key to your freedom, the power of choice. Lust thrives when you believe you have no choice but to give in. But the reality is, you always have a choice. Every time you resist temptation, you declare, "I am free." Every act of defiance makes you stronger. Choosing integrity over indulgence builds resilience, peace, and confidence. This isn't about denying desire, it's about choosing something greater, a life of purpose and true fulfillment. Lust offers temporary pleasure but leaves you empty. Choosing a different path gives you strength, clarity, and real joy. The choice is yours, and it begins today. Building something lasting within yourself requires more than avoiding temptation. It's about constructing a foundation of strength, character, and purpose. True sovereignty means taking full responsibility for your thoughts, your desires, and your actions. It's the powerful declaration, "I control my choices. I live in alignment with my values." When you truly understand that you always have a choice, even when temptation feels overwhelming, you become unstoppable. You no longer bow to the impulses of emotion or fleeting cravings. Instead, you rise above them, fully aware that your willpower, your values, and your life's mission are far stronger than any momentary pleasure. Saying no to lust is not just about denial, it's about saying yes to a higher calling. It's about saying yes to a life of clarity, strength, and confidence that can't be shaken by temporary urges. Every decision you make is a brick in the foundation of the life you're building. With each choice, you reclaim your power one decision at a time. Lust often disguises itself as something harmless, a quick escape, a tiny indulgence, a moment of stress relief. It whispers, "This will make you happy, just for a little while." But what most people never see is the massive price tag attached to that fleeting pleasure. And the cost? It's not just physical, it's emotional, mental, and spiritual. The first thing lust steals is your peace of mind. The moment you give in, you allow an outside force to dictate your thoughts, your focus, and your decisions. It clouds your judgment, distorts your priorities, and drags your attention away from what truly matters, your relationships, your growth, your purpose. Instead of living fully present, you find yourself enslaved to a craving that never ends, constantly chasing the next hit of false satisfaction. But the damage doesn't stop there. Lust slowly erodes your self-respect. Each time you indulge, you reinforce the belief that you're powerless, that you can't control yourself, and that false belief becomes a chain. The temporary thrill fades, leaving behind guilt, shame, and regret. You traded integrity for emptiness, and deep down, you know it. Over time, this cycle eats away at your confidence, your sense of worth, and your ability to trust yourself. And then there's the damage to relationships. Even in secret, lust poisons connection. It creates distance, tension, and emotional detachment. When trust erodes, whether through betrayal or hidden dishonesty, the intimacy that once held your relationships together begins to crumble. You start to feel isolated, and the very thing that promised pleasure ends up leaving you more alone than ever. The most devastating cost? Lust steals your future. Every indulgence pushes you off course, pulling you further from your goals and your purpose. It robs you of time, energy, and ambition. Instead of building a life of meaning, you get stuck in a loop running in circles, never moving forward, feeding a habit that will never satisfy you. In the end, lust doesn't just waste your time, it drains your life. It robs you quietly, slowly, until you've lost your peace, your relationships, your confidence, and your destiny. Lust promises freedom, but all it gives you are chains. If you want real freedom, if you want clarity, confidence, and purpose, you have to be willing to pay the price to break free. Because the cost of indulgence? It's too high to ignore. If you're ready to take back control, to break the cycle, and to live the life you were created for, then it's time to learn the 7 biblical principles to destroy lust forever. Breaking. Free from lust isn't just about avoiding temptation. It's about transforming your inner world. Real change doesn't start with external restrictions, it begins deep within. Lust takes root where there is emptiness, unresolved wounds, and weak boundaries. If you want lasting freedom, you must strengthen the very core of who you are. Start by identifying the real issue. Lust isn't just about desire. It's often a mask for something deeper: loneliness, stress, unhealed trauma, or the need for validation. Until you address these root causes, you'll keep fighting the same battle. Take time to ask yourself, why am I drawn to this? What pain or void am I trying to fill? When you uncover the why, you can finally begin to heal, not just cope. Grow in self-awareness. One of your greatest weapons is awareness. Pay attention to the moments when you feel most vulnerable. What triggers you certain environments? Emotions or thoughts? When you identify these patterns, you can avoid the trap before it closes. Practices like journaling, prayer, and mindfulness will keep you connected to your true self and help you recognize temptation as it approaches. Build a strong mindset. Lust thrives in an undisciplined mind, so mental resilience is key. Change the way you see temptation. Instead of viewing it as a sign of weakness, see it as an opportunity to strengthen your resolve. When lust rises, use it as a reminder of your purpose. Practicing mindfulness and meditation will train your thoughts to focus on what truly matters. Replace lies with truth. Negative thoughts like, "I'll never overcome this," or "this is just who I am," feed the cycle of defeat. You need to replace these lies with powerful affirmations. I am in control. I am strong. I choose purity. I am free. Speak these words daily. Over time, your mind will align with your declarations. Develop emotional intelligence. Lust often becomes a coping mechanism for emotions we don't understand or know how to manage. Learn to recognize and process your emotions, fear, loneliness, anger, without running to lust as an escape. Emotional intelligence allows you to handle life's storms without falling back into destructive habits. Set strong boundaries. Freedom doesn't happen by accident. It's intentional. That means creating an environment where purity thrives. Say no to situations and people that pull you into compromise. Boundaries are not about restriction, they're about protection. They guard your future, your peace, and your destiny. A key part of this transformation is learning to stop identifying with your temptation. Lust might come knocking, but it doesn't define who you are. When you see yourself as someone who is constantly battling lust, you reinforce the cycle. Instead, start identifying as someone who is free, someone who has control over their desires, and someone who is living with purpose and integrity. As you build this new identity, you will begin to break free from the lies that lust has told you. Another essential step in rewriting your identity is practicing self-compassion and forgiveness. It's easy to fall into the trap of self-condemnation, especially after succumbing to lust, but guilt and shame only keep you trapped in the cycle. Instead, embrace the understanding that mistakes do not define you. What matters is the decision to move forward, to learn from your mistakes, and to grow stronger. The more you practice this self-compassion, the more you will embody your new identity, one of resilience, strength, and unwavering purpose. Rewriting your identity is not an overnight process, but it's a journey worth taking. Every step you take toward freedom, Every moment you choose integrity over indulgence rewrites the story you've been telling yourself. You are not defined by your temptations. You are defined by your strength, your choices, and your commitment to becoming the person you were always meant to be. The lies that lust has whispered to you no longer have power. The truth of who you really are will set you free. The final command, lust, be gone. The time has come for you to take the final stand. Lust has controlled your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions for far too long. It has whispered lies, disguised itself as pleasure, and promised fulfillment, all while leaving you emptier than before. But now it's time to command it to leave your life once and for all. The key to overcoming lust is understanding that it doesn't have dominion over you unless you allow it. Lust may be a powerful force, but you are more powerful. You have the ability to break free, to take back control of your mind, your body, and your soul. It's not about willpower alone. It's about mastering your thoughts, reclaiming your authority, and setting firm boundaries that protect your peace. Lust will try to return. It will try to sneak its way back into your life. But you must be resolute. The final command is simple. Lust be gone. This isn't just a battle of desire. It's a battle of identity. You are not your cravings and you are not your weaknesses. When you understand that lust is not a part of who you are, it loses its grip. The command is a declaration of who you truly are. Someone worthy of peace, integrity, and freedom. Lust cannot hold sway over someone who recognizes their value, someone who knows they are created for a higher purpose. You've learned that lust feeds on your insecurities, your unmet needs, and your moments of weakness. But with every battle you win, you grow stronger. You are forging a new identity, one not defined by your struggles, but by your victory. Every time you say no to lust, you build the mental and emotional muscle to resist it in the future. The key is consistency, the willingness to stand firm, to say, lust be gone in every moment of temptation. But the final command isn't just about pushing lust out of your life. It's about filling that void with something greater. The space lust occupied must be filled with purpose, passion, and love. Not just for others, but for when you shift your focus from fleeting desires to long-lasting fulfillment. You no longer crave what you once did. Real joy is found in the mastery of your desires, the pursuit of higher goals, and the deep relationships that come with living in integrity. Your freedom is won through your actions. Lust may have been a part of your past, but it doesn't get to dictate your future. You command your life, and by claiming your authority, you set yourself on the path to lasting peace and personal power. From this moment forward, you live with purpose, clarity, and unwavering strength. Lust has no place here, so stand tall and say it loud. Lust be gone. You are free. You are whole. You are unstoppable. You've just taken the first step toward reclaiming your life from the grips of lust. This journey isn't an easy one, but it's the most important battle you'll ever fight. Every time you say no to lust, you are saying yes to a life of clarity, purpose, and fulfillment. You are no longer a prisoner to fleeting desires. You are the master of your thoughts, your actions, and your destiny. The truth is, lust is a thief. It steals your peace, your relationships, and your potential. But it's also a lie. It convinces you that momentary pleasure can substitute for real, lasting fulfillment. The moment you break free from this lie, you step into a life where your desires are aligned with your higher purpose. A life where peace, strength, and joy are not just dreams, but your reality. But this is only the beginning. Overcoming lust is a daily decision, a constant battle that requires more than just willpower. It requires deep internal transformation. It requires new strategies, insights, and tools that empower you to stay strong, focused, and clear-headed. That's where my ebook, 7 Biblical Secrets to Destroy Lust Before It Destroys You comes in. This guide offers powerful biblically rooted strategies to help you overcome the temptation of lust once and for all. It's not just about resisting. It's about building a solid foundation that will keep you on track no matter what challenges arise. If you're ready to go deeper, if you're ready to transform your life with wisdom and strength, friend, this is your moment. You are not a prisoner to your impulses. You are not defined by what tempted you yesterday. Every time you choose purity over pleasure, you rewrite your future. You are shaping a destiny that hell cannot hijack. Lust promises satisfaction, but it steals your strength, your purpose, and your peace. Today, you take it back. This battle is not about saying no to desire. It's about saying yes to destiny, yes to freedom, yes to clarity, yes to the life God designed for you. When temptation whispers, remind yourself, I was made for more. Your legacy is too great to trade for a moment of weakness. Stand firm. Choose purity. Change your story, because the day you master your desire is the day you unlock your destiny.